Oh God, what to do? What to do? Actually, let's do how to be an ally to transgender people. This one was pretty.
Okay.
This a lot of people made this one.
Oh, one of these cutesy typey intros. God damn it.
Yep.
Kenny, more than just one out of many.
Hello, lovely people. Okay, so you reached the point where you.
Excuse me, but lovely's a triggering word for me.
What if we weren't lovely? I mean, we are, but hell, if Super Christian Tim had been watching this,
that could have triggered him. I mean,
he would have gone back to the meth immediately.
Seriously.
You acknowledge that trans people are people.
Isn't that implicit in the fact that we included the word people?
No, these trans creatures.
Yeah.
They freaks.
Yeah, they're the freakish subhumans, yeah.
You know, I would never have a trans person on my show. Fuck every single one of them.
And thus deserve basic human respects. Congratulations! Now you're ready to learn how you can better support trans people as
I'm not under any obligation to support anyone. Please stop trying to instill me with this responsibility I have no interest in.
This is your moral duty, Agbod.
Yeah, it's not my moral obligation to quote-unquote support trans people. I think that it would be, it would behoove them to support themselves. Just like every other individual on the planet.
Sure.
Just saying.
a marginalized community. Most of these tips could apply to supporting any marginalized community, but
and you don't see how that's a problem.
Yeah, it can directly apply to a lot of communities, but for some reason she made her video specifically about trans people.
Yeah, but she doesn't seem to see that there could be an implicit problem to a tool that can be used to anyone that you deem oppressed.
Yeah, and you know,
this is probably not a good or accurate tool.
I'm completely willing to have this conversation, not with people like this, obviously, and I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm an ally. I think there are some obstacles facing the trans community, at least here in the States. There are a couple things that are still happening, and you know, that's fine. Those can be tackled as time goes on. But really, the biggest obstacle is changing people's minds, which you can't do.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like the argument being like, you know, people want to say that there are some problems with the way that the trans community is treated. Well, find me a society that's better.
Yeah, exactly.
And don't reach too far, because I'll tell you, there are some Thai ladyboys out there that are fine. And there are some indigenous tribal populations that have a third gender person that is used to moderate arguments between the sexes. But that's how far you have to reach. You have to reach to a single area in Southeast Asia and a small population of indigenous people, I believe in Africa.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference between saying, oh, we have some small issues that we can address while still acknowledging America's a good place for trans people overall, then the argument like, oh my God, trans people are so oppressed here. They're marginalized.
Yeah, but that's my problem with the language. She uses the phrase marginalized constantly.
Yeah, and that's just not true.
It's just not. It simply is not. Your average person who everyone gets shit. I've caught shit for absolutely every aspect of my existence. If you happen to also be a transsexual, they will use that too.
Yes. And that goes into changing people's minds, changing social attitudes. Like, I agree, there's a lot of assholes out there who don't like trans people. Fuck those people. Fuck every last one of them. But what are you going to do? It's not like you can just make them think the way you want to. You have to deal with people who have different ideas.
Exactly. That's why we tend to limit our freedoms of speech due to violence and not anything else. If you can't incite violence, or if you can just be a dick. That is what the freedom of speech supports. I know these people hate hearing that. But being a dick is acceptable. And then you don't have to associate with them.
Sorry, they need to take that piece of advice. Like, oh, you don't like when people are being a dick. Well, just be a dick back. You have this power too.
You do, and
they say fuck trans people. I say fuck them.
Yeah,
I have the same freedom of speech as these people.
Exactly, and it's only by presuming a shouting mob that doesn't exist. That's the thing, that it's persecution complex. These people believe that there's a shouting mob behind a single lunatic on Twitter.
Yes.
There's not. It's a single lunatic on Twitter with 23 followers. I would let it go.
This video specifically addresses how to be a better ally to trans people. First of all, being an ally is an uncomfortable position. Are you uncomfortable yet? How about now?
God.
You uncomfortable yet? You uncomfortable?
Oh,
you uncomfortable?
Jesus.
In order
Please stop.
Humor!
That was
The
the
ghost
worst.
of humor past.
Hey, are you guys uncomfortable? Hey guys, are you annoyed yet? Nah. Do you want to hear the
Basically.
most annoying sound of the world?
Yeah, that's basically where we're at, apparently.
to benefit the trans community, you must be active in your support. This means standing up for trans rights whenever it's safe for you to do so, and always
Oh, so when it's convenient, I see.
Well, not only that, I mean, fuck, are you serious? When it's safe to do so. Okay, when exactly in, let's just leave it to where you're specifically bringing up North America. Where exactly in North America is it unsafe to discuss transsexualism? Where is it unsafe? Where you can be, you know, stomped out, you know, fucking Nazi mob style? Where is this happening?
And I think this is a point to
The
make.
opposite can happen on a college campus, but that's not happening.
Every single person who I've ever known who is anti-trans is a pussy. They would never cause physical harm to anyone. No, it's not happening. It would never happen. It's not something to take seriously. But I do find it funny that she's like, well, you know, it makes you kind of a shit ally. Like, look, I've got your back as long as this is safe.
Exactly.
Well, they don't really need your back, do they?
Yeah, you're not super helpful then, are you?
deconstructing your learned biases. All cisgender people are transphobic, just as all men hold misogynistic views.
Oh, fuck.
What a fucking
Oh,
cunt.
one of these. Are you going to admit that you're racist then, dear?
Yeah, oh snap! Oh wait, no, she has the female thing.
Is there any
and I
time
think
it doesn't matter? Because apparently it doesn't matter at all for the other aspects. So I'm assuming that it's the same that all white people are racist, and you, my dear, are very white.
Yeah, she has to admit it.
You're exceptionally white. So I think that perhaps
Excellent.
it might be necessary for you to kowtow to your racism. I mean,
This is the White Splaining Podcast.
white splaining with Reese and Hackbar.
And all white people are racist.
Oh, well, maybe she will.
I've known that I'm trans for
But she's not going to acknowledge that she's racist. She just said it. She's just not going to acknowledge it.
She's trans, and I think she also said she's like bi or something. So that negates all of that. We've
No,
talked about
you're
that
a
before.
confused attention whore, nothing more.
Look, if I have some privilege, I have some oppression, and look, they just cancel each other out. Look, I'm fine.
It cancels out in the wash. It's fine.
I could do that too. I could like explore every minute detail of anything and be like, well, does this balance this out? Like, oh, I'm not straight, so but I'm also white and I'm also male. Like, what does this mean?
Exactly.
What kind of game are we playing?
5 years, and I still sometimes struggle with internalized transphobia.
Holy shit, this is magical, Reese. This is
and
the most magical video you've delivered to me in a long time. This is amazing.
It's funny because
I may make a personal video about this. This is amusing.
I found this because Blair made a response to it.
I believe that. This is amazing. Holy shit.
Thoughts that maybe I am a freak, and what if cis gay people never find me attractive? If I
What if? Is that your...
What if?
Yeah, what if?
I mean, are you entitled to other people finding you attractive?
Yeah, it's like the video where the person was offended that someone said that they wouldn't even rape you. It's like, well, yeah, that's a good thing. You probably don't want to be targeted for rape. Or are you so
Yeah.
desperate for attention you would prefer to be raped?
And here's more of that, like, oh, I'm made to think like I'm a freak, and it must be internal. Like, no, it's because other people spread that idea around. That's why.
Or you do intentionally freakish things. I've known that about myself. Don't fucking act like this is impossible, that you could be going out of your way to get attention here. You identify as trans bisexual. You want attention. Let's just be frank. You learned this all from Tumblr and you want the attention. That's all this is. You're not committing anything here. You're not going through any surgeries. You're not going through any transition. You're attention seeking.
Yes.
It's very clear from the way she speaks that that's all this is.
she's trying to paint it this way, like, oh, look, I'm a trans person, but look, even I can be transphobic, so you cis people must be.
I love it. She still won't admit she's racist.
Oh, yeah. She very carefully dodged that.
Yes, she will not admit her own racism here.
Ugh.
I've not been able to overcome my internalized transphobia in the 17 years that I've been living as a trans person, then I'm pretty sure you probably have some transphobic biases as well.
Does that mean she's 17 or in her middle 30s?
I really don't know.
She's got this like weird impish agelessness going on, but
she looks like a teenager to me.
yeah, she
I don't
does,
know.
but who knows? I've met 30-year-old women that looked like this. I used to buy weed from one. Literally looks just like this woman. Short hair, problem glasses, kind of hippie-ish, probably identified
Did
as
she,
bisexual.
Did she lecture you about your internalized transphobia?
No, she was a cool human being. You can't judge a book by its covers.
If you tell me that as a cisgender person, you are not transphobic, you are telling me not to trust you. By telling me
Okay. That's on my
Oh.
profile, to be fair. I mean, I've made that abundantly clear. I'm not to be trusted, so...
Damn it! This woman doesn't trust me.
I am so shamed. I have no idea how to function in my life if this weird woman doesn't trust me.
Oh wait, shit! Is she male? Oh my god, maybe she's right. Internalized transphobia.
transphobia.
that you are not transphobic, you're telling me that you are unaware or choose to live in the dark about the way that we are socialized in a Western society. And
I love this that most of these people have been socialized to behave like this. This
Yes.
whole thing, a social movement, can only occur when you've been socialized to behave in this social movement.
It's complete projection, because they are indeed the ones who did societal engineering and basically brainwashed their drones to think certain ways. The people who are anti-transgender, I don't think that it's necessarily because of some large movement to make them feel that
to
way.
presume them to be the morally inferior is bizarre, and it's a projection of your own discomfort. Most people are, I mean, if you go to China as a white person, they're going to treat you weird. You're going to get gawked at. People will notice you. The same is true if you go to China as a black person. The same is true if you go to China and you have masculine features but choose to wear a long-haired wig, dress, and a makeup. This is a normal reaction. This is the norm statistically. This is the normal reaction. You have to be aware and understand that that's not going to shift. This is an aspect of human behavior. The
Sure,
best we
and
can do, honestly, with most of these issues, we have to recognize the best your average citizen is going to do is no longer enact forms of intentional segregation, intentional oppression, or intentional violence. That's all you can ask for.
I'd say that there is a difference between, like, I wouldn't classify those things as bigotry necessarily. Those are just
But these people would.
Yeah, but we you can recognize differences between people. There are people who take it further in America. I'm not saying they're out in mobs killing trans people.
Yeah.
But I mean, I read YouTube comment sections. I see
Of
horrible
course.
shit all the time.
Of course. But
And-
these are YouTube comment
and-
sections.
Sure,
They're cancer.
but I think they really are reflective of the mentality of people in our country. I think that we can act like that all day long. Oh, this is just the internet. People just go a little crazy. No, these are people's genuine opinions for the most part, except for a couple trolls.
Oh, sure, but
But
the other aspect being a lot of these people eat meat and have never killed a cow. So it's all well and good to
Sure.
say you want something or these people deserve to be killed or, any of these other awful comments people make. These fucking cowards would never do anything. Gun in hand, they wouldn't
Sure.
be able to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
These-
we can finish
These
this
are
up.
just, there are subhuman people.
most disturbingly,
No,
by
we're not.
And it's not the transgenders.
telling me that you're not transphobic, you're telling me that you think you know everything there is to know about being trans, and that you think your allyship cannot be improved.
I think I'm not beholden to you. Am I
I'm
required
not
to be your
obligated
ally?
in any way. I mean, I support groups and people out of my own volition.
Exactly. It's this manipulation that's going to throw
Am
more
I cutting
people.
out, Hagbard? I'm just
No, I can hear you fine.